This is the What the Ruck Rugby Podcast with Angus Opperman.
Stormers 34, Munster 19. Guys, what a relief to have a win again. And I mentioned this before that we tend to win at home, but overseas, not so much. So I'm very glad we could actually get the victory, get the bonus point, and also deny Munster any points. I think that's the closest to a perfect game you can get. If you can get the full house of points and deny the opposition any points. Because in this competition, a single lock point can be the difference between first on the lock and second on the lock, and maybe even a home quarterfinal or an away quarterfinal. So those 1 points you might deny another team might go a long way towards the end of the season. Now, the Stormers were much more clinical in this match as opposed to previous matches on tour. I think definitely the home advantage helped and the conditions as well. It was pretty wet in the other matches overseas, and the ball handling skills wasn't where they're supposed to be. But we spoke about the conversion rate, guys, and the Stormers were pretty poor in their conversion rate with their 22-meter entries. I know that they were somewhere between 1 and 2 points per X amount conversion, not conversion, but 22-meter entries. And this time around, the Stormers had 7 entries into Munster's 22 and scored an average of 4.4 points. Now, that is much better in comparison to the last couple of matches on tour. Munster, on the other hand, they had 10 entries and only scored 1.9 points. Now, that kind of sums it up. It sounds like the two sides sort of reversed their roles in terms of the conversion rate, but I think for the Stormers, Dabo mentioned this as well. They are not there yet. They could score more when they enter the red zone. And Dabo mentioned that they are not clinical enough. He admitted this in the post-match conference. And he mentioned that their defense also stood out at various times where it was so much needed. And we'll get to that point as well. Let's go to the defense one time. So the Stormers, they were very, very brave on defense. They really stood up in crucial moments when Munster were putting us under the pump. They really put their bodies on the line, double tackles, hitting the guys back, getting on the ground, hitting the rucks. They were very, very brave. And despite the turnover rate, which also has been a cause of concern, they managed to keep Munster out. It was a very good Munster team. Just some individual performances. Damian and Willemse, obvious man of the match. He was amazing. He almost had the full house. He had to score the try. He would have had the full house. He had conversions. He had penalties. He had a drop goal. I think a try would have sealed the deal for him, but I think also for the Springboks now, it's very good news. He's also back in the squad, and that's amazing for him. Another guy who stands out, and I think even Roos might be fighting for his position when he comes back, is Keke Morabe. I've seen him in the Currie Cup for the first time back in 2021. I think we played the Lions during that COVID period, which wasn't the best, but he was a standout there as well. So I'm quite happy with his growth in the team. And he's really, starting to grow into that role. He was even the unofficial man of the match, or the team's man of the match, post the game against Munster. So, that says a lot if you get the accolades from your teammates. And the rest of the stats, carries, Stormers 94, Munster had more, they had 99. So pretty even in that regard. Line break, Stormers 6, Munster 4, even-ish in that regard as well. Turnovers lost, we mentioned this, Stormers 13, Munster 16. So I think in that department, the Stormers aren't where they're supposed to be. I prefer that stat to be under 10 as per usual. But I think the way they pressurized Munster defensively, that really sealed the game for them. I think that last drive of Rowan was because of defensive pressure more than anything else. So, Munster went for a 4th try and a losing bonus point for within 7 like Glasgow did, and it backfired and they ended up with nothing. So they really shot themselves there. But the game was done. They were 8 points behind at the point in time anyway. And then turnovers 1 is equal, 3 all. So Stormers playing Glasgow this weekend, obviously in Stellenbosch. As close as it is to my house, I'm very sad I can't go to the game. I'm on duty for other work, but very much excited for the game. Met some of the Glasgow guys on Tuesday, Stephen McDowell and Duncan Weir and a few others. I was part of the coverage of community outreach nearby in my neighbouring village, I should say, in Calmore. So it was pretty fun to see the guys there and engage with them for a bit. But let's look ahead towards the weekend. I'm not going to delve too much on the Stormers Munster game. So selection-wise, it's pretty interesting. We've got Warrick at 15, Rowan Nel on the wing. Dan du Plessis as captain at number 13, Damian Willemse at number 12, Lowland Zas on the left wing. Manie Libbok is back in the full-half position, so that should bring another dimension to the Stormers game and make them much more dangerous. Nothing against Willemse's play, he was outstanding. Boldewet at scrum half, Keke Morabe at number 8. I mentioned him now, he was very, very good against Munster. Ben Jason Dixon is at number 7. I hope he will be fine because he had a bit of a niggle on Tuesday when I saw him. He had a bit of strapping on his elbow, so hopefully it was just a niggle more than anything else. Marcel Tennyson at number 6. He's sort of growing into that role still. He's not quite there yet, but he's really finding himself. I think he scored the try that got us back into the game, or ahead of Munster just before halftime by 14 points to 12. And yeah, number 5, Ruben van Heerden along with JD Schikkeling, a very good locking combination that's growing with the Stormers now. Kind of reminds me of the old Ibn Itzebeth and what's his name, Andries Becker combination. They were complementing each other so well that you can see them going a long way. Hopefully that JD and Ruben stays for a couple of years. I know Ruben signed till 2026 or 2027. JD is also here for 3 years, so that could be the next big Stormers locking combination. And hopefully for the Springboks in future as well. And Frans Malherbe is back on tight head. He starts here of Nathan Fortier. Andre Goventer is playing his 50th match for the Stormers. It's almost surreal to think that these guys came into the system the other day and now they're 50 games gone. But, you know, with the two competitions, the Champions Cup and the ERC, the guys play a lot more than they used to. And the old veteran, the almost 40-year-old Brock Harris at Lucid. On the bench, happy birthday to him. It's Friday today when this video is captured. Joseph Weber's birthday. He's at number 16. Jan Lyons is back in the side as a Lucid replacement. Nathan Fortier, he gets a shot off the bench. Arthur Smith at lock replacement. Willie Engelbrecht as the loose forward. Loudnell, the other loose forward. So we're going 6-2. And Asher Yankees on the bench with Suleiman Hotzenberg on at number 23, almost here on centre. So looking at the selection, it's pretty clear that they want to have forward dominance as they had with Munster. They also had a 6-2 split in that match. And yeah, it paid off. I think for starters, it really paid off. I mean, Glasgow has a really good back. They really contained themselves well, or contained the Sharks well, I should say, which was loaded with Springbok players. And a lot of versatility. If you look at the makeup of it, you know, you got Ruan now who can start in at outside centre, even the inside centre as well. Damian Willemse can go to fullback. Warrick can play on the wing. You got on the bench Suleiman Hotzenberg. He can obviously play centre and wing as well, outside centre and wing. You got you got a guy like Brock Harris who can switch to tight head if need be. I doubt it will happen. But a lot of versatility in this team and a lot of grunt and power. And I think a lot of attacking power, looking at that backline. You know, you got the old URC winning combination of Gelant, Willemse and Libbok, the 10, 12, 15 combination. And I think the Stormers' success mostly came when those three played together. They are absolutely outstanding, especially if they are in sync. So hopefully they can run Glasgow off their feet. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this match. I'm really thinking that Glasgow will be a very tough cookie to crumble. I do think the Stormers have more than enough firepower, even though it's only for a week with Manie and Frans back. I do think that those guys will almost definitely be in the mix. Just a side note, in last week's press conference, John Dobson mentioned that they are looking to sign the Sharks' Mchunu, who's a Springbok 25-year-old prop. And this is not to speculate or anything, but that could give an indication regarding Steven Kitshoff's injury. I'm not going to delve too much into that because I don't have all the details, unfortunately. But I do feel that it would be a great addition to the squad. How it's going to work, I don't know. I mean, he's playing under oxygen chair. And if Kits is going to be out for a prolonged period, you know, then it might not be the worst thing for him to spend the season between Cape Town. I would love to have him here in Cape Town. So, guys, that's my view on the Stormers match this weekend. Hope you guys enjoy the match and all the other games as well. Good luck to all the SA teams, to the Bulls against Benetton, to the Lions against Leinster. It's going to be a massive one. I'm looking forward to that one as well. They're two unbeaten teams in the competition so far. And yeah, the Sharks are playing. I'm not even sure the Sharks are playing this weekend. I think they're playing Munster. Yeah, Sharks against Munster. So a few big lineups this weekend. So a lot of rugby to enjoy. Have a good one, guys, and enjoy the rugby. And I'll talk to you guys soon.